All right, what is up? What is good? Welcome to the podcast. This is my first episode of the podcast because I've been trying to do this for a while, and every time I do it, I always end up telling myself we could always just redo it if I don't like it, and I never like anything that I create. Well, for the most part, but I'm telling myself that this is the real one. This is the one we're going to use. We're just going to go with it, run with it. I even got a title this time. It is the Mr. Soupman Podcast, and we're sticking with it. And I got it set up. I can hear myself in both ears this time. And yeah, we're doing it. This is the first official episode of the Mr. Soupman Podcast. Excuse me. I wanted to do it yesterday, but of course, everything was going wrong. I tried to record it, and it was only recording in one ear, in the left audio channel. And so everybody online told me that the only solution is to delete the app. I'm using OBS Studio to record myself. Delete the app and re-download it. I deleted it, and when I tried to re-download it, they said you couldn't because you have an early version of Mac OS, which I do. This is an old MacBook Air. And so then I had to go through all these different kinds of, I just had to do some digging to find a trustworthy site with a trustworthy old version of the software to re-download it. And then I found it, I opened it back up, and I could only still hear myself in one ear again. So I thought, hey, here's a crazy idea, and it's very on brand with like rebooting something that's not working, turning it off and on. I just unplugged the USB and plugged it into the other USB on the other side, and it worked. So it was like 2 hours. By the time I figured that out, it was like 1 a.m. I was tired, and my neighbors were making a lot of noise, so I was like, fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna do it tomorrow. And then today came around, and I didn't feel like doing it during the day, so I went to work. I just got off of work about 3 hours ago, took a shower, and here we are. We're doing it. I had to kick my roommate's cat out of my chair, and it was a very hard thing to do. So it is 12:15 a.m., and I also, I'm not going to lie, I bowled 3 games of Wii bowling before I hopped on here, so sue me. For whatever reason, I just wanted to play it. And I played it before work, and I wrote it down. Where is it? I bowled a 227, which I think is pretty good because my first few games, I tried to bowl, and I got 178, and then that was like the one to beat. And then I got a 227, and now I only bowl above 200s. So it's fun, man. Wii Sports is like the greatest game that they made for the Wii, hands down. It is so much fun. I played some Wii Tennis. Golf was surprisingly frustrating and unsatisfying compared to all the other games. Even baseball. But yeah, that is what I did today. Instead of applying to jobs, which I told myself I should at least apply to one job per day. Didn't apply today. I played Wii Sports bowling. And honestly, I'm mad about that. Yesterday was my day off of work, and although I did apply to one job, I still beat myself up because I'm like, it's your day off, you should be applying to more than one job. So can't win when you're me, in my head. I was mad at myself yesterday, even though I applied to one job. And today I was like, it doesn't matter you didn't apply. You got a fucking 220, what was it? 227 in Wii Sports Bowling. You've done enough for today, you know? Yeah, I'm excited. I've been wanting to do a podcast for so long, man. And it feels like I've already been doing it because, like I said, this is like the 6th attempt at the first episode. I could compile some of that footage, and there's definitely stuff. I would rewatch it, the other episodes that I did, and be like, this is good. I should just put it out. And then months would go by, and I'd rewatch it. I'd be like, this was good. Why didn't I put it out? So I think starting fresh is kind of very on brand with me. The idea of just like creating a new SoundCloud account. I have like 14 of those, and just starting anew and being like, this is the time you're gonna do it. That's very on brand with me, and it just sounds nice. So this is the first episode, and I swear to God, if I don't put this out, I'm gonna be on my ass. If I'm rewatching this a week or two from now and I haven't put it out yet, I'm gonna be so pissed off at myself. So I'm gonna try to have this up within the next few days. Probably will put it through Anchor. Speaking of Anchor, no, this is not gonna be an ad read. I'll probably put it through Anchor so that it goes on Spotify and stuff, but then I'll put this video and audio on YouTube. Random thing. I just thought of it. Most people, when they first start out their podcast, they do it through Anchor, and Anchor says, hey, you can get like 3 cents per play if you do like an ad read for Anchor. So everybody's like, Anchor's so great, blah, blah, help me put my podcast. They don't check. They don't check, at least for me in my past experience, because I had a podcast with my friends, whatever you want to call it, podcast, sure, it was just us. We were just goofing off the whole time. There was no process. There was no order of operations to it. It was just us goofing around with different friends. But when we did that, we did it through Anchor, and I switched out the ad read for just one of our meme rap songs, and it was fine. So then we were getting money for people listening to our meme rap song per episode. So if I do it, I'll put one of my, I don't know, I'll put some song I'm working on, like a 30-second snippet, however long it needs to be for the ad read. I'll put it right here. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited to have a title. That was something like I always think things will come to me later, but that did not come to me later. And then I'm like, why don't I just do Mr. Soupman Podcast? It just makes the most sense. For those who don't know, I have a YouTube account. It is called Mr. Soupman. And this podcast will probably, I've been thinking about it. I think it'll just be on a separate channel called Mr. Soupman Podcast, because on my main YouTube, I just like putting out sketches and stuff I did in school. And I don't want to clutter that up with just episodes of podcasts, this podcast. So that's what I will probably do. I'll probably do a separate channel. But for those listening who want to check out my sketches and my stuff I made in school, that is under Mr. Soupman, Mr.Soupman. You can figure out the rest. On YouTube, we have 8 followers. Gang. I love my fans, even though most of them are the people involved in making the sketches. But that's cool, man. I like hearing my friends like them. I like hearing that when I do sketches with people that they like the finished product, because I love editing it and putting it out. Yeah. So fucking yeah. What really gets me hyped to be doing this podcast? Well, first and foremost, I'm like, you gotta do it. If you're gonna really do it, you gotta do it like this week, because this is like the start. This week is like the very start of things beginning to change pretty drastically for me, in terms of where I'm at right now, because I'm looking for a job. I'm probably gonna be moving out of this apartment, so I want to get this, for nostalgic purpose and just to track, my progress and just everything that's going on in my life. It'd be nice to have it cemented in time a little bit, because I'll probably be out of this apartment within the next few months. And who knows where I'll be, but I want to still be recording this podcast. So, and so that's the first thing, the first reason. And it's because, I'm going to be moving out and be getting a new job. I'm going to be getting a Minnesota license, probably. I'm out in Minnesota right now. I'm from Illinois, but I'm probably going to be getting as of today, actually, it is 12:22 a.m. As of 22 minutes ago, I can now officially get a Minnesota license. And I've been without a driver's license for over a year now, because of an incident, a legal incident that I'm not going to get into, at least not in this episode, because I would just blab on forever about it, and I don't want that to be what this episode's about. This is more just intro. laying down the groundwork. But yeah, I mean, long time coming. It's been a hard struggle. Walking to work, biking to work in the heat, having to bring a extra pair of clothing, or walk home in the pouring rain because there's no lifts, et cetera, et cetera. Biking to the grocery store, biking back with flabby frozen pizzas because they thawed. I mean, I'm not going to complain. It is what it is, And like I said, it was an incident, and it's all on me. Not going to get into it, but I'm very excited that as of today, I can go into the DMV tomorrow morning and take the test, a written test. I don't have to take the driver's test, but I have to take a written test, and I could get my Minnesota license. In Illinois, it's I'd have to wait 47 days from today, 47 more days. So I'm pretty impatient, and I'm pretty eager to get my license back because I've been feeling like I have very little autonomy with not being able to drive myself to work, not being able to drive myself to get groceries. It's been difficult, but I've been able to do the most with that. I knew that if I'm going to get my license back, if I'm going to try to once I try to get my license back, I want to be in a place that's extremely good to prove to myself that I could be chilling, prior to getting my license. Because when I get my license back, when I get my car back, I'm probably going to buy a car. I'm going to buy a car from my parents. The one I was using a year ago. It's been just parked in the driveway back in Illinois for a while. I knew that when I get it back, I'm going to be like on cloud 9. But it's like, what if I can get to a point where I'm feeling really good with where I'm at and who I am prior to that? Then I'm going to be on like cloud fucking 200. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I just went on for a little bit longer than I anticipated. But that's the first thing. And the second reason I'm very excited for this podcast is just that I would love to travel and have my friends featured on this. That would be so cool. I want to go back to Illinois and feature my friend Ethan on it. I'd love to. I thought I heard something, but I think it's just my computer overheating. I hope this saves and all that. I'm sure it will. I trust it. Let's see. Hello? Bro, what happened? Oh my god. Okay, I don't know if it's been recording. I clicked on this little OBS icon, which is the software I'm using. It had a notification. I clicked on it, and OBS literally exited out. And so that's where I was for a second there. It exited out, and I tried to click on the file that I just recorded, and it wasn't opening. And I'm like, did I really just lose everything I just recorded? But it looks like it's still recording. I found a way. I just clicked it again, and here we are. Goddamn. Whew, I hope to get better, a better setup, but I am not in any situation to be spending lots of money on anything. Speaking of spending lots of money on things, let me finish my thought. Sorry, I'm all over. My thing I wanted to say is another reason I want to do this podcast is to have my friends on, including Ethan. I want to go back to Illinois and have Ethan on it, my good friend Ethan. Maybe even go down to Louisiana and have my friend Dakota on it, and maybe even fly out to Seattle and see my friend Thomas, and former roommate. He's my former roommate, and he was in a lot of the sketches that we made. Again, check out Mr. Soupman. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I pointed down. Sorry about that. He was in a couple sketches. He was in a sketch called Soup, where in that sketch, there's a character that I play called Mr. Soupman. So that's where the name comes from. It was around the time I was making a YouTube to put up so that I could send a link to my teacher so that she could watch them. So we just went with that, and honestly, I like the name. It just works. Talk about waiting around till you get a name. That kind of just worked. Okay, but what I was saying beginning to say was that speaking of spending lots of money on things, I bought tickets to see Curtis Connor September 16th in Chicago. So I'll be going home in, I have it written up there. It's too small. I'll be going home. I think it's like 11 days from now. I'll be going home, or maybe even less. No, I'll be leaving on the 15th. So eight days from now. Damn. I'll be seeing Curtis Connor. He's a Canadian YouTuber. He's one of my favorite YouTubers next to Cody Ko and Noel Miller. I'm very excited. I definitely splurged. I bought him back in May. And yeah, I'll probably go with Ethan. So I'm very excited. Very excited. I even have this is Curtis Connor. What's it called? U2s. I almost called it a Me Too's. U2s. I ordered this because he was selling it. I was watching one of his videos in I don't know, like December, January, and he's like, you got to buy these limited edition. Like, you're not gonna be able to find them if you don't order right. Pre-order right now. And I'm not usually one to do those things, but he's my favorite YouTuber. And after like 7 videos of him being like, yo, check it out, buy it, I looked it up. It was only like $30, and I bought it. And it said it was gonna come between February and May, and I just got it. It's September, by the way. I just got it like a month ago. So it was stuck in China or Japan. I think Japan for forever. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I mean, he doesn't do anything. And he doesn't really... he looks like Curtis, but he also looks like me and every other brunette white boy. So, but still cool. I like to support. And I'm not one to buy tickets either, but again, every podcast and every video he opened up, he's like, buy tickets. And he kept saying how it's probably the last time he'll be in the U.S., probably his last U.S. tour. So I'm like, well, fuck. If I'm ever going to see him live, it's going to have to be this tour. And I thought maybe I should get Minneapolis tickets, but fuck it. Chicago, why not? I should probably go home. I haven't been home since May. So that's 4 months. Yeah, I haven't been home since my dad's birthday in May. So I'll be going home for that. I'll be going home to deposit some checks. And my dad's actually he's driving a marathon, is what I was about to say. No, he's driving a marathon, which is pretty, and I think about it, I drive marathons all the time, but he'll be running a marathon that weekend, so it kind of works out. I'll get to see him do that. Yeah, I just realized I don't even know when I started this, so I don't even know how long it's been. I think that kind of works though, because I'm just gonna go until I run out of things to say. I don't have usually I'd have in the past a list of things to talk about, but I just want to freeball it because I think that's more authentic and natural, and I don't get nervous about. I'm horrible at segueing too, so there's that. But yeah, things are looking up. Things are good. I've been chilling. I've been going. I've been playing basketball a couple times a week. Now that school's back in, it's been hard though because I tried to play basketball on Wednesday, and they were bringing out kids for recess every 30 minutes, and I guess there's a school nearby, but they stop traffic and they walk along the crosswalk and they just play all around me. And then I was playing basketball full blown, and they started just playing sharks and minnows on the court, running right by me, and I had to sprint and save this kid from getting hit because my ball bounced off the rim. I had to freaking run and save him. And after that, the teacher saw, and he was like, "Kids, let the man play basketball." And I'm like, it was 70 kids screaming, young kids. It was my literal nightmare, not going to lie. And I would just go to a different court, but all the other courts suck. And that's not just me being like picky. They literally, weeds growing out of the ground. The one I ended up going to because the kids were just too much, there's a shed, a literal shed in the middle of the court. You have to go around the shed. So there's not really any other options except this court. And so I went to that one and I went back and there were no kids. I was like, thank God. And then I probably had like 10 minutes apiece, and I just see the cars just beginning to stop on the highway, and I'm like, fuck. I look over a whole new grade. I think it was second grade, and now there's third grade coming. So I ended up just dealing with it. I let some kids shoot it and whatever. I mean, kids are fine, but like I play basketball to relieve stress and shit, and it's not very helpful when a fuck ton of kids are just screaming like crazy and running on the court. And yeah, I mean, you get it. You get the point. 1 second, I'm going to check something. All right, we're doing pretty good. The other thing I've been doing is I've been going paddleboarding at least like once a week. That's been fun. I bought like a summer pass so I could go. Here, I'm going to turn my mic up. I bought like a summer pass so I could go whenever. It was like $20, and usually it's like $10 per time, and I've gone like 3, so I already made the money back. I went last time though, and I have to bike there because I can't drive there, and it's a whole process, packing everything up, sandals and wallet and keys and bike lock and all that. And yeah, I went over there. I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. And last Friday, the Friday before that, I'm pretty sure I went at like 4 or 5, and there were no paddleboard. There were just none that I could use because the college kids are back, and it's the last few weeks of summer. Yeah, I get it. So I had a bike back home, back here, and then I waited a couple hours and I went at like 6:30. And sorry, I just keep hearing things. My roommate might be back. I don't know. But I went back, and then it closed at 8, so I was chilling. But I went this Friday, and I went over at like 6:30, and they were just very like, or 6:10, and they're like, well, we close at 7. I'm like, well, shit. So I went. They were not happy about it, but I was like, I'll be quick. And they're just unnecessarily. The dude was like, I was like, hey, what's up? As I was walking out to get on the paddleboard, and he just walks by me like. I was like, damn. So then he came back out because I had to tell him, yo, this is a kayak. I wanted a paddleboard. And he's like, oh, okay. And by the end of it, he was fine. I was like, yo, I'll try to be quick with it. And he's like, all right, appreciate that. And I was only out there for like 20 minutes. But when I was on my way back, there were other people coming out, so I didn't feel as bad. I jumped in. That's something that's been like difficult for me is jumping in to the water because it's a big lake and you can't see anything. I'm just always worried. I know there's snapping turtles in that bitch, and I'm always worried that some animal's gonna, like the Loch Ness monster's gonna grab me or some shit. I don't know, my imagination. So I was able to jump in. There was nobody around. Usually the other times I went, when I tried to jump in, because I tried to jump in at least once every time, and I had to like paddleboard by some people before I jumped in and make myself feel better, but there was nobody on that lake, but I was like, fuck it. I had to like trick myself. I was like, oh, what's that? And I like pushed myself in, but it was a good time. I'm going to try to go again this Friday. I'm going to pause to see something right quick. Hold on. I thought I was hearing something, but it might have just been the cat scratching at the door or something. And I would let him in if that were the case. But he was chilling out there, so he was chilling. But yeah, keeping myself busy, making the best out of things. You know, I'm excited to go home. It's been a while. I'm gonna take the train back and then hopefully come up with the car. But okay, I knew it. He is scratching at the door. Hold on, give me a second. Well, hi. What was that? Oh, wow. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? He really likes his chair, so he's happy that I put him on there, but he's gonna be sad when I take him off. Yep, there he goes. You want to say anything to the people? Huh? Oh boy, I shouldn't have put him on there. I'm gonna feel bad now. Sorry, buddy. I gotta take you off. I know. I'm sorry. Meow. Booker's been chill. He's a chill ass cat. He's been chilling with me all this time, right? Right? No, for real. It's nice, like, not being completely alone. I'm planning on, when I move out, I'm planning on getting a cat of my own. What was that? What? You heard that one. He wants attention. What a cutie. What a cutie. What, bud? Oh. He wants to be on the podcast. He wants to be my first. He overheard me talking about how I'm going to have guests. He wanted to be my first. I hope you can hear his meowing. It's different. He's built different. That's really it. I'm winding down. I mean, I can obviously just pick up things randomly. You know, there's always stuff on my mind that I could just talk about. But I'm kind of winding down on just the natural momentum of talking about random shit one thing to the next. So I'll probably end it soon. That is that. I really want to get this episode in before I get my license back and before I move out. So that's what this is. And maybe the next episode I'll be talking with Ethan or somebody else. Or maybe it'll just be me talking about how I got my license or how I got a job, or hopefully. That'd be cool. But I'm really glad to get this episode in. Yeah, thanks for watching the very first episode of the Mr. Soupman Podcast. I think we'll cut it there. Peace out. All right, I know podcasts are supposed to be just continuous, but I wanted to hop on because there were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about that popped in my head as soon as I stopped recording. Maybe I'll put it in, maybe I won't, but fuck, I forgot. No, I remember. I just want to say, yeah, I told you about I did this again. Why do I keep doing this? I told you about how I got a YouTube that I put some sketches on that and uploaded some of my projects. And I want to say that I am going to be making more sketches, so I'll keep uploading. I'm also I've been working on some songs, some of which that I have had on my hard drive for years that I always listen to the demos of because I think they're really good songs that I started making in 2019, 2020. But recently I'm like, I'm just going to finish them. So I'm going to be putting those out soon. I'll probably talk about it come next episode. But I just wanted to say that, so that if I do talk about it next episode, I have some intro of it. So that's what I'm doing. I really want to just create content and have fun with it, really, and make music with my friends and explore new things. I just bought a bass guitar the other week, so I'm teaching myself to play bass guitar, and it already is making my songs sound so much better. It's awesome. I'm really into Cigarettes After Sex, the band, and the activity. So I've been trying to make music like that, and sometimes I just find new genres or new artists, and I'm like, that sounds fire. I get really into it, and then I'm like, I could make something like this. Why don't I try to make something like this? And what do they say? Like, copying is the sincerest form of flattery, or something along those lines. So I think that is one way to learn, is just to copy what you really like until you find your own style, which is really just a mix of everything. So I want to say that. I wanted to end this podcast with me just being like, so I'm gonna go play some Wii Sports now, and then have it like where you could watch me try to beat my 247. But I couldn't figure it out. I can't figure out. I don't have the right connection, the right connectors for it. If it was a Wii, I would have the right the right. Why can't I think about the word? You know what I'm trying to say. I'd have the right cables for it and such. So I have the Wii. It's a Wii U that I'm playing on, and I don't. I tried plugging into the Thunderbolt port, but it's not picking it up. So maybe I know I already figured out how to plug in my GameCube onto this. So maybe I'll play some game one of these episodes, or maybe eventually I want to make like just random commentary videos of some sort would be cool. So maybe I'll just do it separate. Maybe I'll do it as part of the podcast. We'll see. You know, honestly, wherever I'm feeling, I always get too formulaic with it, or I just get too like, I should do this, just too specific with it when I want something like this to be just more loosey-goosey, and I can keep the really, you know, the scripting to the sketches and the, you know, the videos with stories and such. This should be more loosey-goosey. So, cool. Yeah. I also wanted to mention that other things that I'm doing for fun to keep myself entertained, and just because it's fun, is I've been going bowling every week with my roommate every Wednesday, and my goal in real life bowling is to break 230, which is because I get 230s all the time. I'm just kidding. My goal is to, we usually play like 2 or 3 games. My goal is to show up and get at least 100 on all 2 or 3 games. That's my actual goal. And last Wednesday, I thought I was going to be at first game. First game is usually my worst game. First game, I bowled like a 120 something. And I was like, fuck yeah. Guess what I bowled my second game? It was like a 68. Not even a 69. If it was a 69, I would have been fine with it. I would have been fine. Because if I'm going to get a score under 100, it has to be 69. But it was a 68. 1 pin short of 69. And 32 pins short of my goal. And we've gone bowling like 5 times, maybe. So I haven't obtained that goal yet. But that is a serious goal for me. If I were really trying to achieve that goal, maybe we wouldn't drink, because I feel like, you know, I tend to do actually worse. I take back what I said earlier. I tend to do worse through each game, and I think it's because I'm drinking more. But that's the fun of it. You can't bowl without drinking. What's the fun in that? I'm just playing. It's really fun. I don't even drink that much. But that's been something that we've been doing. Yeah, it's been really fun. That's all I really want to say. I also do these sketches. I've just been drawing freehand again. I used to do it when I was a kid. I wanted to be a cartoonist, so I drew a lot. And then I stopped until recently when I would doodle in college classes when I was bored. I'd draw and I'd be like, damn, this is actually pretty decent. I didn't know I could draw like this. Like, not good. It's not very good. But it's better than I thought I could do. I'd be like, that. So I found a sketchbook. I was about to buy one, and I was cleaning out my closet one day, found a sketchbook, and it only had 1 page used, so I've been just drawing in it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload those designs once the page is finished, which should be soon, and make like phone cases out of it and other stuff. And really, I'm just, if you want to check it out, I'll obviously talk about it the next, whenever it's up. I'll talk about it in that week's episode. If I do it weekly, I don't know. I'll talk about it in one of the episodes that I do. I'm sure, because I've been doing this page since like February, and I'm a big procrastinator. So I've been like, you got to draw at least one thing a night, but I still don't. I have been doing this one page of drawing since February. I want to fill up all the spaces and such, and I'm just getting a little bit too meticulous when it should just be fun and just whatever. But like, it got to a point where I was beating myself up for drawing bad, just shitty stuff. But nah, I'm just gonna finish it up, and I like it all. I ended up going back to some of the shittier drawings and just turning them into something else because I didn't want to look at them anymore. So that'll be something I do. Really, I'm just gonna buy a case with my drawings, and I think that'd be cool. So if anybody else wants to, that'd be cool. Hey, share the love it, and that is all I'm gonna say. I believe I'm gonna go play some Wii Sports bowling. So, peace out, Girl Scout.